evening, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Yes, that's for sure what Trisha is aiming to do in this game. He's going to try to take over the world. And the world is owned by Hamburgersasu. I don't think I've casted this game before, but I probably have. So, excuse me. But as we look at the game, let's look at Hamburgersasu for a while. I'm gonna quickly actually check if I have or have not casted this game, because it would be quite embarrassing if I did. It would be quite embarrassing if I did. Actually, no, I have not. I have not yet casted this game. It's just been sitting there in my pile of replays. I thought I casted this one, but it turns out I have not. But that's great. That's great. We're looking at a fresh new game that nobody has ever seen before, except for the viewers of Hamburgersasu's stream, and of course Trisha himself. But that all aside, Trisha here is right next to Hamburgersasu, is on the red Zerg. And I do think Trisha's on the blue Protoss, so that's fortunate, because now I don't have to turn on the red versus blue team colors, because I simply can't. It's already there. So, 9 hatchery for Hamburgersasu, 9 pool for Hamburgersasu, and of course a 9 hatchery for Hamburgersasu. He is one of the few players who likes to go for those 3 buildings before he gets his first Overlord. Now that means he will have those 3 buildings a little bit faster, and if he gets that Overlord a little bit earlier, but it also means his drone count is a little bit lower. His drone count is a little bit lower than if he goes for a very different optimization with his Overlord timing, but I guess he doesn't need that. I guess he doesn't need that 1 extra drone. He just wants to get those Zerglings out on the map really quick, really fast. And in this case, it happens to be working out in his favor, because Trisha went for that +2 Gateway build order. Actually, this is a Protoss versus Terran build order. Not sure why he's going for a Protoss versus Terran build order, but he has plans, that is for sure. Gets those 2 Zealots into the base. That is pretty painful, because now those Zerglings cannot go and hunt probes. Instead, they have to be there in the base, ready to fight those Zealots. The Zealots are not attacking the Zerglings, trying to go for the drones, but the drones are protected quite well by some really good micro here from Hamburgersasu, keeping those Zealots away. Neither of the 2 Zealots, he gets on top of the drone, kills no drones whatsoever. He gets no kills at all, and didn't even kill a single Zergling. So the control there on those Zerglings from Hamburgersasu is phenomenal. Phenomenal control. And that phenomenal control actually prevents Trisha from slowing down his economy, which is a really big deal. Because if you as a Protoss can slow down the economy of a Zerg that early in the game, it builds you a potentially massive advantage into the next phase of the game, where you will start throwing out drops or maybe even mass stacks on the front on that Zerg, and the Zerg will fall into a spiral of constantly falling further behind, because they won't have enough units or structures to deal with what the Protoss is throwing at them. This time around, the world might look a little bit different than usual. Sunken's coming up in the front, but this is an interesting thing. He's going to try to push Sunken's closer towards the pylon, because he can see the pylon with the Overlord. And he's going to try to deny cannons and a robotic facility proxy here on the middle. But the robot's pretty far away, the cannon is pretty far away from the Sunken as well. And I think Hamburgersasu also knows that it's not going to work to try and push Sunkens closer to the cannons there, or to the robos, so that's not going to happen. Instead, he's focusing his efforts on getting a quick and early height of his den, added on 2 more hatcheries, so it's got 4 hatcheries here in the back for macro, 1 there in the front, which also, is a macro hatchery, but it mostly is used to spend and build on this choke that he wants to keep the opponent out. We've got 3 very early robos there from Trisha. Only 1 cannon there at the main. He didn't make any extra zealots after the first couple zealots. Zergling there, getting information. Mining from 4 assimilators there. A lot of gas coming in. A lot of tech that he can build. A lot of Reavers and Corsairs that he'll have out on the map. He might even go for a Fleet Beacon and get Disruption Web. It's something we've seen some players do, and it's quite fun to look at. It's quite an interesting build order. So, Graphitic Boosters coming in as well. The support, the Robos have finished in the front. Support Bay is finished as well. We've got 2 Reavers on the way. More pylons being built. He wants to basically build cannons in this entire section. Or maybe he's going to build gateways. A lot of players like to build gateways right outside of the choke of the Zerg. So 5 Robos in total. That's a lot of Reavers, and no gateway units at all will be joining the mix. Corsair there trying to get some kills on the Overlords, but not really getting any kills whatsoever because there's already some Hylists out on the map for Hamburgersasu ready to keep the Corsairs away. Doing so quite successfully, but he goes in once again, tries to disrupt and tries to annoy him. Goes for the scout on the base with the Corsair, gets a lot of information with the Corsair, sees the Zealot count, the Hylist count, not the Zealot count. 11 Hylists there, gets some damage out on that Corsair there on the side. He didn't make a second one, he only wanted a single Corsair. Only a single one. So that's interesting. There's a lot of minerals used for only a single Corsair. So now he's building a second one. So I guess I am wrong. And he does want more Corsairs. 2 Reavers have finished. He's loading up shuttles. Oh, he's going for a drop. I thought he was going to fly over some Zealots into the base first. But given that there's already this many Hydralisks for Hamburgersasu, he knows that it's not going to work to really shuttle in Zealot at this point in the game. He goes for a frontal push with a Reaver, and he loads up 1 Reaver into this shuttle, and he goes for a shuttle drop at the same time in the hopes that there will be no Hydralisks anywhere close to the minerals or on the side so that the shuttle can fly in without problems. But the push in the front not really succeeding yet, not getting much done yet. He's using Zergling, sending them to the Reaver to eat up some Scarab shots to buy himself some time. Shuttle comes in on the bottom side. Gets intercepted though. The Reaver unloads. Reaver gets a shot up on the drones. He gets... Does he get kills? He gets 9 kills in the end. I thought the Scarab was not going to explode, but somehow, right at the last possible moment of Scarab life, the Scarab kills some drones. And that's bad. That's bad for Hamburgersasu, because that's 10 drones lost that were on the minerals. And he has 9 of those drones that he still had on the gas. And he's only about 21 drones mining minerals. He did build another set of drones there just now to put them on the minerals to try and recover his mineral count. But every little bit that slows the Zerg down is always very painful. Because as a Zerg, you just know that the hill that you have to climb is going to become steeper and steeper and steeper as the game goes on. And that is not what you want as the Zerg. You want that hill to become easier to climb, not harder. Not harder. Because the matchup's already so difficult to play. Zerg versus Protoss. So the 2 Reavers are in the front, very slowly pushing through those Sunkens, but more Sunkens are being added on. Also already on 50 drones once again for Hamburgersasu, and 70 probes for Trisha, who still has a very small base here in the back. Only 1 cannon still. Mass Reavers unloading into Hamburgersasu's base, and he's microing the Reavers a tiny bit, but there's so many Hydralisks getting a great surround off on those Reavers. He tries to pick up a couple of them, but in the end, I think he only picked up 1 of them. A drop comes in there at the same time, though. Reaver next to the drones. Drones gets shot up on the Scarab. Scarab is chasing. The Scarab is flying. The Scarab is not going to explode, though. Scarab is not going to... What? Another drop comes in from the side with the Reaver that he managed to pick up, but he turns around. There's simply too many Hydralisks in between its location and where it was. So back to the middle, back to pick up more Reavers. So a little thing that's happening here on the middle is these Reavers cannot shoot around the corner of this hill. So he cannot use the rear push on the front anymore. Cannot shoot around the corner. He needs to use gateway units to get vision around the corner, and then maybe the Reaver can shoot around the corner. But first, another fight happening here. He's microing the Reavers with the shuttles, but he's getting surrounded by so many Hydralisks that he doesn't stand a chance. He does not stand a chance. And this is the exact reason why I love Hamburgersasu Zerg, because he just builds a lot of basic units. He builds a lot of Hydralisks, Zerglings, gets upgrades for them, hotkeys them, puts them everywhere in his base, and defends using Hydralisks. And as long as you're fast with your responses and good with your control on those Hydralisks, you can hold pretty much every single attack that's thrown at you. Given, of course, the condition that you react quick enough. That you keep your drones alive and don't start losing drones. But having this many Hydralisks certainly and for sure is working out really well. It's difficult to do though, because you gotta have absolutely mad macro to do this. He's trying 2 drops from 2 sides once again. Will one of them make it through? He's gonna intercept that one. On the right side is a fake one. He is distracting. On the left side, drop comes through. There's a Reaver in it as well. Reaver unloads right next to the drones. Gets a shot up on the drones. The Scarab is chasing once again, but the Scarab is not going to explode on the drones. Drones all staying alive once again. Beautiful control there on the drone there from Hamburgersasu. Reacts just in time. The distraction tactics from Trisha almost working. But Hamburgersasu is just a little bit too quick. Just a little bit too quick for it to succeed. So we're now looking at 9 hatcheries here in the back. Minus the lair. The lair is number 10. Goes in for a frontal attack. Reaver cannot shoot on the Sunkens once again. Now it can though, but there's so many Sunkens. His frontal attack is never going to yield fruit. Never going to get much done. The Reavers are crawling into sunken range because they get attacked by Sunkens around the corner, which makes them trip out and walk into sunken distance. Look at this. This is painful to watch. And this is pretty much one of the downsides of this map, I guess. That Reavers can't really push in. Like, that's something that doesn't happen on the western map. Reavers have a much easier time because while the space on the western map does not deny vision, which means that the Reavers can shoot around the corner, which isn't possible here. Reavers there killing the Sunkens from the side though. Smart adaptation from Trisha, but is forced to pull out, forced to retreat back to the middle with the Reavers as the Hydralisks come in and swarm the scene. Hive is on the way. Upgrades for Hamburgersasu. Looking really strong. It's in 1-1, almost on 2-2. Exact same scenario here though for Trisha. No, wait, no. Trisha has level 1 attack, level 0 armor, 0 shield. We got level 2, level 1 shield on the way. Drop comes in. Gets intercepted once again. The reaction times and the reaction and responses from Hamburgersasu are on point. But once again, frontal attack coming in. He did manage to reduce the amount of Sunkens here in the front by, I think, about half. With more drones moving to the front to start building new Sunkens. And the Dragoons there coming in but don't get much done. The Reavers still cannot attack. The Reavers, I hate you. Reavers, I hate you so much. Reavers, you are the bane of my existence. Every single time you are to be relied on, you don't show up. You don't do your job. You just don't do your job. Drop comes in for the bottom side though. Is it a mass drop? It's a mass Reaver drop, I think. No, it's only a single Reaver in a lot of shuttles, and these drones just run away back to safety. And then back to the minerals. Lurkers in the front, which was gonna make Zealots impossible to utilize. He's trying to get through, but not succeeding. Not succeeding at the moment. I think this is about the time you switch over to Storm Drops with some Templars and try to hit those drones with a Storm instead of relying on those stupid, dumb Reavers. Yeah, the Lurkers are having no trouble whatsoever. A lot of gateways on the middle here, though. A lot of Robos there as well. Although, a little detail, this Robo cannot spawn a Reaver. Only these 5 can. This one is blocked. All of the... Yeah, this one is blocked. Definitely is. So he has Templars in the mix now. He's going for Templar drops. So he listened to my advice. He listened to my cry for help. Templar is not unloaded. Now it might also be too late for Templar drops because there's now 8 lurkers surrounding this hive. And those 8 lurkers are gonna make unloading anything around here really difficult. And that is... Well, we haven't really mentioned the Hydralisks, which make those drops even harder to pull off. So this turtle game for Hamburgersasu is definitely working out. Unlike from what we usually see, he hasn't gone for a counter attempt yet. He's mostly focused on defending and getting absurdly big, absurdly massive. The frontal pushes here are doing something, but there's still so many Sunkens here in the front. A lot of Sunkens went down, but for every Sunken that you kill, another 2 appear. Imagine. Out of nowhere. They just appear, I guess. So a lot of cannons have been built here around the Nexus, and this is a lot of cannons. He's just using all this space to build cannons so that a drop cannot work on the Nexus here. Reavers are pushing. So there's no Reavers around the immediate, Sunkens around the immediate corner anymore. Which means that the Reavers are now actually able to get in there and start shooting on the Sunkens. But the circle here is pretty strong. Look at this. The Dragoon goes in, Dragoon goes down. Instantly. Drop comes in from the bottom side. Gets shut down instantly. That's absurd reaction time from Hamburgersasu. Tries to wriggle his overlords into the base. Flies in. And he sees a lot of cannons there. A lot of cannons. Way too many cannons. He's going to unload there regardless. He's going to try to go for it. But wait. Lurkers on the ground. Lurkers are there. Lurkers are... He gets a couple of drone kills there. Beautifully done. Kills 40 probes in total. I didn't expect that one. Now he's going to buy himself some time by turning those Hydralisks into Lurkers. But the Lurkers won't finish in time. They're going to go down before they are even finished, ready to burrow up. So... just to make sure though. Yeah, he kills all the Lurker eggs, so no more shots on the probes. But that hit on the probes is massive. It slows down Trisha's economy by so much. Trisha now only on 2 Nexus, so it's going to take a while before he has enough probes in the tank once again. The Reaver there unloads, the Reaver doesn't get a shot up on the drones. But, as all that was happening, he did kill, I think, once again, about 15 Sunkens, I think? Maybe 12, somewhere in between, but he's progressing on the middle. Gets in with a Storm Drop. No, it's Reaver Drop. Reaver shoots. Reavers are stupid. Ugh. The frustration levels are increasing rapidly. Reavers shooting on random targets instead of on the drones. Really painful. Storms there doing a lot of work there, but all of these units getting the top off the Reavers, top of the Dragoons. Reavers have gone down. Dragoons are now facing a lot of pilots ready to fight. The pilots have level 2-2 upgrades, level 3-3 upgrades against level 2-1-3s, and he's unloading on top of the Robos as well. What a madman. He's unloading and attacking at the same time. All those Robos are gonna go down very quick, very soon. There's no observers here on the scene. Lurkers firing away on the Robos. Pilots getting the top of everything as well. Templars are there everywhere, but Templars don't have energy for the storm, so now it's just going to be a huge stream of units from the base. He gets a Reaver on destination. Reaver shoots. Reaver kills nothing. Reavers, why? Reavers, come on. And Trisha calls GG, and I for sure know, he's very angry at his Reavers because his Reavers just never did what they had to do. In some games, Reavers are your best friend, and in others, your worst enemy. It's not a fight against your opponent, but you are fighting against the Reaver AI that is supposed to be on your side, but this time around, left you standing in the cold, in the rain, outside, and didn't even look at you once. Ignored when you needed them most. But, nonetheless, this was very well played from Hamburgersasu. I'm really impressed. I mean, I'm always impressed by Hamburgersasu. That's a fact. It's not something I have to, it's just true. He's always impressive. He always shows up. He always delivers the goods, so to speak. Trisha did try to do everything that he had to do. Except, I think he should have switched over to Storm Drops earlier into the game. Maybe he could have gone for Corsairs and Disruption Web to help those Reavers kill the Hydralisks when the Reavers that were being dropped into Hamburgersasu's base were getting killed by surrounds. But nonetheless, I'm impressed. The upgrades are on level 3 already. Got Lurkers, got Zerglings coming in. Zerglings, of course, are not that cool, but, you know, they do the trick when they have their upgrades. The crack upgrade, the speed upgrade, they do the trick. They deal damage. They hurt. But yeah, really well played there from Hamburgersasu. So that's it for today. Initially, I wanted to cast more games, but I was casting a series and the series just wasn't fun. So I, you know, cancelled about halfway in. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. That's why we only have a single game for today. I had like 3 games in the planning, but yeah. You know, sometimes life throws you a curveball and all you have to do and all you gotta do is, you know, adapt to the curveball. And make do with what you're given. Yeah, I have troubles ending videos, basically. I keep rambling on, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. Hope you come back. Leave a comment, leave a subscribe, leave a like, do whatever you want. Although I recently learned that if you leave a comment and leave a like, or even a dislike, the YouTube algorithm likes that behavior and will make my video recommended or something. I'm not sure how it works. I have no idea. It's just something I heard. So if you want to help out the channel, leave a comment, leave a like. And I assume you're already subscribed. So see you next time. Have fun. Stay healthy. And have fun, I guess. Toodaloo.